little, again, like play place, I guess is the best way to describe it. And you guys are, sort of left to your own devices, but it doesn't take a particularly perceptive bunch of you. AKA, if you have, like, perception of passive perception of 10, which I know all of you do, because that's the starting number. If you guys have a passive perception of 10, you guys can immediately hear that behind, like, the closed door that leads into this place. Actually, you guys would probably leave it open, because that way you could see Mother Aventina come back. Like, around the corner of the doorway, you guys could hear a bunch of kids. Like, whispering to each other shit. But it's like the kid thinks they're quiet, but they're not quiet at all.
Right.
Stage whispering.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys clearly have the attention for a bunch of people. Hey, speaking of kids, we have some background audio there, which could illuminate you guys what children sound like. In case you don't know what children sound like.
Inspiration.
Yeah. Very versed.
He went to an orphanage today to drop off his kids. No.
Oh my god!
No. Just to get the true characters. Anyways.
That's fucked.
Yes, more than a little. The cradle is just the land of, we're gonna make fucked up jokes, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty par. If I'm being honest, that's pretty par. So yeah, you guys are left to your own devices. Anything you guys want to do in the meantime? Or shall you wait approximately an hour or so before the lady comes back?
Well, Alessandra will walk over to one of those,
Not
adult-sized tables. He does not sit at the kids' table.
Yeah.
And he'll sit down, and you see as he kind of groans slightly, as he eases into the chair, he splays his right leg out, straightens, and look between River Company, all fucking 12 of
20
you.
of us.
Yes, there's a lot of them. Yes, well aware.
Yeah.
This isn't including the wolves.
Oh god, where are they?
I don't know. At this point, they're probably taking them off to the stables or somewhere.
Yeah, that tracks.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Like a kennel next to the stable or something. Yeah.
Yeah, he pipes up and asks, so it wasn't just a Kartok? What is his name? Tart? What is his name? The Lord?
Kotark.
Okay. Koltark.
Koltark.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Go on.
Oh, no, I was just saying, yes, that was his name. My apologies.
So it wasn't just that delivery what brought you all to, well, Dubros as a whole, but I was going to say Shalebridge. What do you need with, what's her name? Mother Lady?
Headmistress Aventina.
Aventina.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me prying, what do you need her for?
Why are you interested?
Oh, just not every day that a mercenary group or adventurers, whatever you are, of this size comes to a orphanage, or I guess Shalebridge Cradle is a lot more than that, to deliver a flower and speak to the head mistress of the orphanage. I'm just curious is all.
It feels suspect. Anyways. It's a personal venture. I just need to talk to her for a brief period about something.
Ah, so it's purely you then. Oriana, was it?
Correct.
Right. Well then, if you don't mind me asking, what brought you to the twins as a whole?
Squints her eyes a little bit. Last time I was here, I was just passing through, and then unfortunate circumstances happened. I ended up here, and I didn't get an opportunity to speak to her last time.
Well, hold on. He's taken aback by that for a split second. He does forward. So, you waltzed through the twins to thank her.
No, sorry. I was heading through the twins.
I mean,
go on.
Here and now, you as a whole company came all this way just to thank the headmistress.
Effectively.
Well, that sounds a bit weird now that you said it out loud.
Boss was like rubbing his chin. He's like, yeah, actually, now that you bring that up.
I know that
It's
is.
Yeah.
safer to travel together in these times.
No,
Especially
it's
Ah.
possible here you kind of always
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
Oriana.
you say that.
Go with it.
Well, I suppose with your numbers, you're safer walking through the swamplands, but speaking from experience, I can only get you so much. But you're all here, you're all safe, seems.
Not all of us.
Right. I'm sorry that
You couldn't have known.
that
it's
must
fine.
be a touchy subject, I imagine.
Mm.
How many did you lose? If you don't mind me asking.
One, but was extremely recent.
Right. So, not to make light of it, but one casualty after walking through the entirety of the Twins all the way to Duvros, that it could be worse.
Silas looks over at everyone and is like,
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he's all like chimes in. He's got a point. Like, really could have been a lot worse. Like, we could have like, had someone like get stuck in quicksand or something, and get sucked in. Or like a underswept, like try to grab one of us when we take a piss or something. I'm just he ran.
Yes, but how long were we even out there for?
Like maybe 40 minutes. So yeah, it's pretty bad right now.
Which you guys, you know.
we didn't walk all the way through the Twins.
Ah, so someone's gonna straight up say, "Gotcha."
Might as well.
Yeah.
I
No.
was wondering if somebody was going to say that.
Amber like begins walking over to Lambert while like staring intensely at this newspaper.
But there's a
So
newspaper.
you guys catch. Read roll 20 chat.
Oh yeah.
How dare
Oh, I see what's happening.
Guys.
What?
She shows like the newspaper, and it's like the wanted section. There's like a dead asses section, which is surprisingly like a circulated amount for bounty hunters and the sorts that sort of occupation
Tracks.
for like ongoing bandit groups, cult activity, da 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 da. It's like goblin groups or whatever. It's like, oh, we'll pay fucking like 2 gold a year, stuff like that. You do see like this artistic representation of Lambert in his like his kid. And it just says wanted for desertion.
For what?
Does anybody want to tell me what is written next to Lambert's face?
We have to.
No.
This is a good teaching opportunity.
His bounty is 3,000 gold.
Holy shit!
Is that high or is that low?
Huh.
That's fairly high for the mere act of desertion. I mean, you did sort of leave after like a lot of shit happened, so.
Wait, 3,000 gold is a lot to you guys?
Is this some sort of joke? I'm too rich to understand.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, we did
Oh,
just.
wait a minute, I have a meme for this. I have a meme for this. Wait a minute.
We did just
wait a
spend a lot of money on those fire potions, right? So, maybe I could like turn you in and. Because I just like box her on the top of the head with like a karate chop. Got it.
What does it say to collect? Just asking.
Nowhere at all. You're not collecting.
I wasn't. I'm not a bounty
Seeker in the
hunter.
room with us?
Insight.
Roll insight.
I rolled.
For the fucking
The Seeker, is he still in the room with us? I'm assuming yes.
Probably. So we're all just discussing this.
He's like, yeah, you aren't just. He just turned to look at Seeker Blake, who's just like, he's next to the door. Like, he's right next to the door. Like,
No.
and he's still like, has his arms crossed and everything. He's like staring at you guys. In silence. Alright, listen here, I'm a Seeker, not a bounty hunter.
So it's
And
not
it's not uncommon for you Hilllanders to desert down here anyways. Welcome to the Twins, I suppose. What'd you leave for? Huh? I'm trying to find my faith. You're trying to find your faith here in the Twins. Yeah, you're gonna find out the bottom of the swamp or on the tip of a blade at that rate. Whatever. It's not my job to collect bounties. It's my job to fight monsters.
Hey, so as an out-of-game thing, he has like a Heartlandic accent, right?
Windian people have this sort of accent all the time.
They have that accent all the time. Okay, I was just checking because I was just like, wait, why is that pinging in my head? I mean, to be fair, my character was from the Heartlands and also was a Slayer, so I guess it's not possible. My previous character.
Crash, in the room we're in,
Yes.
is there room to like pace? Like, I don't
Oh,
know.
absolutely.
All right. So yeah, Sajar looking restless is starting to move. Is the best way I could describe it. He starts in the one end of the room, and he's very slowly making his way across. He looks kind of purposeless in his movement, sort of like there's no pattern to how he walks.
Silas will walk up to him.
I will say, for the insight rules, Alisander appears to be telling the truth. He's not a bounty hunter.
Mhm. A likely story.
Believe whatever you want to fucking believe, man. I've been telling you what your character has interpreted, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, he seems pretty trustable. But Silas will walk up to Sajar eventually after noticing his purposelessness and be like, everything alright?
Yes. I am.
Right.
I am meditating.
Usually meditation is done sitting down, is it not?
It's a very provincial way of thinking.
Yeah, I guess.
He just hit you with like, all right, American. The coolest of any game.
Oriana in the distance, like nodding, like, yeah, no, he's right.
Silas goes and sits down.
He got fucking roasted.
Like, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, we tried. You tried.
Oh, right. I forget. Talis, have you heard of the? It's called Al Harax.
I'm going to guess no.
What the fuck?
Roll me, because the thing is, the Heartlands is right next to the exchange, so they're actually, and because the Heartlands is a major trade province from
I mean,
the rest of the provinces to the exchange, there's a chance. So roll me your background
and I'm a
information.
bard, so like,
And you're a
all
bard.
that
Yeah.
combined.
So about
All
that
right.
20 goddamn 6.
Yeah, you've heard of the phrase, I guess, the term. You don't know what it directly translates to, if it translates at all, right? Like what does flower translate into? It translates to flower. It means exactly what it is. Yeah. Orthodox is the term for predominantly for Jardins. Exchanges don't have to really deal with them as much. For when you're walking in the dunes. If you guys have ever seen the movie or read the book Dune, you'll have an idea what I'm talking about. There are massive worms out in the Firjanian Peninsula that can detect people just by their walking pattern. So, the way to immensely increase your survival rate is you walk in an immensely disjointed way, to the point where you wouldn't even call it a walking pattern. It would just seem to the worm itself the random trickles of the sands doing stuff. It's a very, very it's not practice. It's widely practiced. Not everyone gets it right, because it actually requires a good amount of focus to maintain. Because you're walking through the desert heat. You know, if you ever accidentally make a pattern, you're fucked. There's no outrunning a dune worm. It requires a lot of focus. So, you've heard of it. So it's just a way of walking.
So they'll
What?
tilt their head at him and be like, and that's meditative to you? Like, not like judgmental, just like genuinely like curious.
He sort of stops for a second, looks up. What is meditation if not focusing in the entirety of your consciousness into being?
You got me there.
Because if you don't focus on this, you get eaten.
so I've heard.
It's very soothing. It's calming. Good for your footwork too.
I'm guessing it's not something learned easily.
No. Usually, exchangians like myself don't have much reason to learn, but my family, we often we are called on business for various reasons into the broader peninsula, and if you walk the dunes, well, there's no running from death.
Al-Harax is often, like... I'll say this for Silas. The most common way Frejadans try to analogize it to provincials is it's like a dance. In a way. A dance which you don't know the steps. But you also do know the steps. In fairness, Frejarans have a ongoing history of being poorly able to explain concepts to provincials. So, not the best way of describing it, but you know, you can sort of figure out what they mean. Don't even get me started on sans take all. That's a different theological discussion that no one really gets still. Yeah,
You just kind of get it or you don't get it. That's about it.
That's basically it, yeah. As you guys are talking, I will say Amber does bring up the idea to Lambert. We should probably get you new duds. Because you're going to get found out real fast if you keep walking around like that.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure anything that we have on us would probably still look Hollandic.
Yep. So, where are we going to go, huh? The armor? And just turn in my armor? I mean, that was sort of the plan, yeah.
I feel that's the fastest way to get caught by someone who sees that bounty.
Wait a second.
I mean, it's only just your helmets and your tabard and everything, so we probably should be fine if we just rip that off and you walk around without your helmet. Okay, don't look at me like that. Come on, it's a good idea.
Meanwhile, his helmet and face is just blankly staring at her.
I was like, it's like a fucking armor piece.
It's
Come
not a
on.
bad idea, but he's also unprotected on the head if we go into combat.
We'll get him a new helmet, it's fine.
You can just stay here and we go off and get new armor for you and take that stuff. If we had your way, it's good enough.
Would we not need to turn in my current armor unless you want to pay for an entire plate armor set?
No, that's what I'm saying. We take that armor you have on, then turn that in, and then get more.
Don't worry, won't leave you in your skivvies. He just stares at her.
Please tell me you got clothes on under that, because I swear to God. That's very unhygienic.
I have clothes on underneath, don't worry. But... roll an insight check to those of you interested.
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
He's still loyal.
Okay.
I'm gonna
We're
throw a
coming back.
die on that as well. Because I
Okay.
don't know how low that is. It's better. It's better. It's better.
You guys can tell, like, that the hesitance he has, because Lambert's not normally a hesitant sort of guy. He is a sort of do-or-die sort of guy. This armor has sentimental value to him.
Right.
So he's not so want to get rid of it so easily. Compared to Amber, who is literally a rogue that is, like, pretty cutthroat, who totally would do that shit on a dime if she cared.
Yeah.
How much would a set of new armor run you if we paid for everything?
Probably as much as the bounty on my head.
I don't know if we have that much money anymore, unfortunately.
I mean, I could get you a new set of armor, and you would just, you know, be on loan and owe me one. And she blinks innocently at him.
Where would you acquire this?
Shut the fuck up, no one asked you anything.
Well, that's a nice way to talk to your teacher.
She like, gets like a... you're like, shit.
Yeah, what up now, bitch?
I
look at
have
that, you got
connections,
jobs to do
master.
now.
I'm not calling you master, that sounds really
No, that's weird. That's a little weird.
Yeah, weird. I have connections. Don't worry about it. Kasai chimes in. As much as I hate to agree with Amber, she does have a point. It would bring trouble later. Trust me. She says, pointing at the literal sun that's part of her on her forehead. You do not want trouble in the twins. Lambert looks at Amber.
Well, if it's a question about money or armor running debt, I think Lambert is worth it.
He holds up a hand. No. He wags a finger at Amber. You and I still haven't had a deal. Oh, right. You get me the armor, we call it quits. How about I get you the armor and I still help you break into places? Very well. So, where's this armor? I have no fucking clue. You wanna come with me? Amber looks at you guys, particularly to you, Ariana, because you guys are here in the orphanage for you. If I can have leave.
You could do your thing, yes.
We won't
it's a
get
very
into any
effective use of
trouble,
time.
don't worry. Smile.
I don't believe you for a second, but at the very least, you two are competent enough to not get into too much trouble.
I mean, one of them is literally on a wanted poster, so.
If you
Do what
guys
you need to,
want,
Lambert, of course.
I can go with them. Vasa chimes in. I have some experience keeping tabs on an idiot.
I mean, you do have
Lean-
as well.
Zol leaned over to Tolas. Believe that he called you an idiot. There are many things I'm ignorant about, Mr. Zol. It's okay. That's a good attitude to have.
Oh my.
I can't tell if Zal believes that, or he just made a really good joke. No matter what it is,
Speaking-
it's a great answer. Insight. Fucking nat one.
I can't believe Vasa would talk shit on Tolas. Like, that's fucked
Oh
up.
my god, Vaso, you bastard. You terrible
So,
man.
time's been spent not waiting. Let's go.
Before you guys head off, does anyone know if there's any... Sounds absurd now that I say it out loud, but is there a jeweler in this town?
It's the twins.
I mean, there's gotta be.
Right, second hand or something, maybe, or.
Amber just looked at Secret, but like, is there?
Do
Hi.
you think he's gonna know?
You do know I live here, right?
But I figured that jeweler isn't exactly the thing you search for typically.
Never
does he not
judge
look
a
like a
man by
well-dressed
his
man?
uniform. He might dabble.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
There are
enough.
plenty of jewelers. If you want to go dig around the sub-city, and he taps his boot against the ground, like the boot tip, like... I'm sure there's probably more than a few dwarven ones that have set up shop here in Dovros.
Wait, subsidy.
Sub-city? Right, you guys are new here.
Very.
There are certain elevator drop points that you guys can get into. The main city has a subterranean network underneath it. Not an entire cavern or anything, lots of tunnels and smaller caverns and stuff like that. Bigger roads down there too. They lead out into the Necropolis, the Trapper's Burrow, and the Logger's Burrow. If you guys want another way out. But down there is a new up and rising sprying place down there, so have fun looking around there. Don't know it entirely myself yet. At least not by heart.
Right. Given
That
what
sounds
has
pretty
happened
fun.
Yes, it does. But given what's happened recently, I think we need to invest in some diamond.
Right.
Wise?
He looks at Lambert. Religious folk. Feel about that. I can keep an eye out.
That would be lovely. Thank you.
I need money though. If we're gonna like actually just literally buy diamonds.
Ha 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 ha. Money is a very interesting proposition currently.
He wags a finger between her and Lambert. This is like scoring up on a debt. She wags a finger between you and for her and the rest of all of you, that is actually money.
So, as an out-of-game thing, we do have the Bag of Holding, which has a bunch of shit from HDST. So we could probably, like, offload some of this stuff to get capital.
Oh, we got
We
shit
also have about
bullets in
600
there.
GP, I think.
Yeah, we have...
666.
Oh, yeah. 666.
But I think Revivify is like a 500 GP diamond?
300.
300.
300. Okay.
300. It has to be worth 300. That does not mean you're buying it at 300.
No, correct.
Yeah, you can't be like, here's a 20...
That's when an economist runs your game.
The magical forces also know about economy.
You mean Exalted Lord Xavier?
Shit, actually.
Literally the god of commerce.
You just cast Revivify,
Oh.
you appear in front of his desk, it's like, alright, let's see, what's the quality on this bitch?
Alright, yeah, let's check this bitch out.
If ever has a
Exalted
good
Lord Xavier
item
actually does
quality-
have a heavenly bureaucracy, so that's sort of true.
Sorry, go on. Fred?
Yeah, no. If